Welcome to another edition of The Story Behind the Car, and we're with John and his amazing 1965 Pontiac GTO, and it's numbers matching, tri-power, four-speed,
Posi, yeah.
and posi traction
Yeah,
as well.
Posi, yeah.
Amazing car. And how about if we, can I ask you to just go over the window label?
All right, so the window sticker here is from Pat Clark Pontiac, Las Vegas, Nevada. So it was built in Fremont, the California plant out there. So it's spent probably most of its life in the West, Southwest. Pat Clark Pontiac is Clark County, Nevada. So that's where the famous Clark County Museum is.
Yeah.
And the Beard of Knowledge from the Pawn Stars YouTube or History Channel show. So on the thing it says the following items here and options and accessories. And this is a very low option car because it's probably ordered either by the dealer or ordered by somebody that wanted to go street racing.
Yes.
Okay. So we have W62 Gran Turismo Amagado, so the GTO option 295. Okay. Then here, like I said, very sparse radio. Had to have a radio to pick up the radio stations. Rally gauge tack and cluster. Okay, which has the speedometer with the racing flag on it, which is, I think it's the only car that I've ever seen that had a racing flag on the speedometer.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, door edge guards. These beautiful little expensive guards were $4.84. Posi traction, so G80, L71 3.2 barrel 389 engine, WS. Okay, and the M20 4-speed 77W is the UPC or M20 UPC code. So at a grand total of 3,426.97.
Wow.
Yeah. So the guy that got this car, I'm sure they took it street racing.
Yeah.
Basic, steel wheels with the little hubcaps, which was painted blue. The wheels were painted blue from the factory, and it's shown on the paint code on the data plate.
And how long have you had it, John?
Gosh, I've had it since about I think 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 11 years. Wow.
Yeah, it was a project the car was designed. I wanted to take this one to the GTO Nationals, and I wanted to go one time and get the gold award. And that was the award. The national we went to was the one in Springfield that had the tornado or the high winds and blew all the power lines down. So I got to get it judged, and then as soon as it was judged, the storm came through, and then that night the next day we had to get out of the hotel. So I luckily was there long enough to have it judged by Scott Tiemann, and got
And was that Springfield, Missouri?
Springfield, Illinois.
Illinois. Okay.
Yeah.
And that hood scoop looks. Is that with the proper terminology, hood scoop?
Yeah.
I'm always a little apprehensive when somebody's got a car like this. I may use wrong terminology.
Yeah.
And
it happens to all of us.
Yes.
The best of us.
And you've had it for 11 years. What is your favorite feature of the vehicle?
I just like that. It's a post coupe, and post coupes are a little lighter, and they're a little stronger in the frame, and in the whole body's a little stronger with that. So the drag racers liked them. They like to take them to the track and race them. And I raced my '65 Reef Turquoise car for several years over in St. Louis International Raceway.
Okay.
So we like post coupes. It's a cult thing, Some guys hate them, some guys love them. But in '65, that's hard not to love them, because they're in '66 and '7. This is a little square body, so it goes with it,
Yeah.
The tail.
I really never noticed the tail lights are hidden in there, and I guess once you step on the brake, it really lights up. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a super crisp, like NOS tail panel and tail light lenses. I mean, that's why it takes so long to come up with the great parts on a car like this. And you have to, you can't spare any expense.
And I'm trying to avoid my shadow, but
It's hard
you were talking about the exhaust and the splitter.
Yeah. So the splitters were added by me because I just couldn't do one of these cars without adding splitters.
Okay.
So they didn't come, but it was a factory option, but it was just one of those things that I just absolutely love, especially on a car like this that was, you know, it's so plain, just needs a little touch, you know, that one little tell to let you know there's something wicked under the hood.
Yeah. Well, I saw you got the key. Should we start at the tail end and go through the trunk, then the interior, then
Sure.
the engine?
Sure.
I think that's the way Jay Leno does it too.
Oh, well, we love Jay.
Yes. So I'm going to stand over here so my shadow isn't messing things up. And I took a picture of your Monroney, and I'll put that at the beginning of the video when you were reading it.
Yeah.
And what all do we have here?
So we got the Gold Concourse Award from the GTO Nationals in 23.
Yeah.
Okay, then I did like a little decoupage, I guess, or whatever you call that, to have all the numbers. There's the pictures of all the data plates and all the number matching stuff.
Yes.
And then this was just a picture I took here and had a canvas made for the car.
That is a great picture.
It is. I just love it. It's
Yeah.
very photogenic for what it is. You
Yeah.
know, some guys will want to put some different wheels on it or chrome or something on it, and that's great too. It looks good in no matter what you put on it. You know, some of the details in the trunk are the water slide decals. We had those made up.
Okay.
Okay. This is this is something that they did at the factory, so they would center them, and then the seam would come down here, and they would glue it.
Okay.
Okay. And then so just so you can see the details of the trunk lock and all this kind of stuff here, and then the spray, the spatter paint
Yeah.
on this car is spectacular. We got a guy that painted the car who's spent years figuring out how to do that, and it's just come out recently. He's kind of let his secret out to some of the guys up at the Chicago show, you know,
Yeah.
up at the McCacken show. They all came over in his cars and my car and asked, how did you do that? You know, so he explained to them how to do it. Then back here we got license plate bracket with the black spring, and then the original gas fuel cap with the stamp marking and the little nubbies on it like
Yeah.
that, which is so correct. I've seen it on so many cars. It's one of those things, you know, as soon as you get the car, you're hoping it has that gas cap, and then
Yeah.
and if it doesn't, you're fine. You're gonna have to pull one out of your collection.
Yeah.
You know, to get.
And the black spring is something significant?
Yeah, if you don't have that on there, they're gonna nail you for it. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. It's if
My
you just,
gosh.
you know, that's all original stuff too with the part number on it. I try not to use any reproduction parts.
Yeah.
You know, and then we got a nice crisp little emblem there on the trunk and on the GTO. And then the trunk tag that's right here would have been on this side over
Okay.
here. Okay. And nobody can bring their heart to putting that on, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice, but you can see that's just kind of a neat little detail for the car.
Yes.
To have it with it. Something interesting to talk about because the only thing it has is motor and speed.
Yes.
So,
Oh, I got to see that.
the tires
Yeah.
are non-DOT. They're Champion Deluxe Champions, and those were found in a warehouse down in Mexico by a bunch of Corvette guys. They're non-DOT tires, so they have no DOT markings on them. And it's basically just a show and an ego thing, you know. You really wouldn't want to take these tires and run the car, you know, down the highway at 100 miles an hour to the
Yeah.
strip. You know, this is something that was found. You know, the Corvette guys found them and they brought them up to the surface. These really aren't Corvette tires. They were out there and they were in Mexico and found these tires and sold them to the GTO guys basically. And one of my friends is a Corvette guy. He found out about them and bought the tires. So anyway.
And were they made for the Mexican market, I guess?
Yeah, if they were in Mexico.
Yeah, yeah.
Or they had a plant down there.
Can we see the interior before we
Sure,
go?
sure.
I got to see your tack too with the
Yeah.
flag. I never had.
Yeah, that's
even
the
heard of
best
that.
part. That's one of the greatest things about the 65 is, can you imagine looking at a car in a dealership in 1965 and seeing a racing flag? I mean, did that sell cars or what?
Oh man.
And then how many kids got their dreams squashed when Dad looked at that? Like Jay Leno said,
Yeah.
"What do you need that for?" You
Yeah.
know? He would say that. Your dad, you know.
Now the mileage on this, is that original miles?
Nah, that's just a speedometer that I had that worked. I didn't zero the speedometer. I don't like messing with them. They're just too delicate.
Yes.
You know. I did all the dash and all that stuff myself, and I've messed with them before, and it gets to be a nightmare. So we got the original owner, an owner's manual for 65. I don't have the Protecto plate, but
I'm going to come around to that side because I'm
Sure.
finding the shadow here.
Yeah.
You know, going back to the red line tires, I just saw that last week in SEMA, Gene Winfield, they put his ashes in. Did you hear about
No,
that?
no.
They put his ashes in the rear tires on this car, and they just sat and burned them out until they blew up, and then the rubber and ashes went everywhere.
hallelujah.
Yeah. So he went out in style. Man. And it's got the grab handle.
Yeah, those are really cool. Yeah, because you better hold on.
Yeah,
when
that's
they
also
try
called
hard.
the oh shit grab.
Yeah.
Oh shit handle.
And then the seat belts were the basic, factory seat belts. They no extra chrome or anything. It's just the basic ones for 65.
And it's got the body by Fisher here and
Yeah.
on the seatbelt. I never noticed it on the seatbelt.
Yeah, the carriage.
seatbelt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just love the design at the angle.
Yeah, right. With the all that in there. Now, if you look at the headliner, it's a blue, like a blue-gray headliner.
Yes.
And silver blue, they call it. And it has this grain to it. And I called Legendary and said, "Hey, I need one of those headliners." And the guy told me, he goes, well, he's a big GTO, 65 GTO guy. And he goes, "I only got enough to make 2 headliners left." And I said, all right, this is going to cost me. So it was $1,000.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but that headliner is just so neat. And if you look at the visors here, they have that grain. You can feel the grain in it. It's like ribbed.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I had a Blue Mist Slate car. It had the same headliner in it, and I was like, I have to have that headliner. I don't care if it would have cost $2,000. I would
Yes.
have paid for it, because I knew the car. I was 18 when I had my Blue Mist Slate car, so that was my car that I drove like every my daily,
So it's a 4-speed.
Right, I got the knob on.
And in 65, did they have a center console option? I know you said this
Yeah.
vehicle.
Yeah, that just adds weight for drag racing.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, they would take all the packing out of the floor. They had some dum on the floor. You could have that deleted out. It probably weighs another 5 pounds or 10
Yeah.
pounds of matting in the floor. Now look at the door edge detail there.
Oh yeah. Also the $4 option.
Yeah, that was something I had to find those. They were getting really pricey now. I was lucky to get them when I did.
That's wild the way they're mounted.
Yeah, they're just panhead screws. It was like no special screw. It was just one of those things that you just notice it on cars when you're taking cars apart, or you're looking at original cars.
Yes.
And then when they come in the bag with the NOS.
The one thing that's always surprised me is that it's a 6.5 liter. When I was a kid, I don't remember ever hearing about liters. Everything was, a 350 or a 364.
Yeah, we're Americans.
Yeah. And did that have anything to do with Le Mans or any of that?
Well, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
We can always just say that.
Yeah.
Who's going to check us?
Boy, that closes like a refrigerator door.
That's what's so nice. When you drive it, it's all sealed up. There's no wind noise or anything.
My gosh.
So that's a molded. They do a nice reproduction on the molded pad.
Everything
hood
is
pad.
just so.
And then this was a little overspray that they did on the door, on the hoods, because they were set on blocks,
Yeah.
on horses when they shot them. And we could replicate that from the hoods that we had found.
Okay.
That had the markings on them. So it was fun to do, to get the airbrush out. And,
Yeah.
you know, when you're creating these cars, you know, you want to try to do the best you can for, you know, with everything. And that's one of the fun parts, because you can get that airbrush out and just do a little like in there to make it look good. And
Amazing.
yeah.
And every nut and bolt is
Right.
the way it was when it rolled off the factory.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I parted out so many cars. I save all the hardware, and then I match up the markings to the best of my abilities. You know, so that you said OCD, or no, you said I was
ADHD.
ADHD.
Yeah.
Yeah, and OCD.
This is wild. I've never seen that before. So it's mounting the body to the frame?
Yeah, right. So that helps.
it, rather?
Yeah, it helps ground all the grounding, because all of the radiator support and everything has to be grounded for the lights and everything to work.
Yeah.
So there's and then there's ground back in the engine to that. Everything has to be grounded.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are really fun to put on too. Because they're always, you know, we get reproductions of those. They look really nice.
It's such an amazingly clean and minimalist engine bay.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean,
you can pull the header, you can pull the exhaust manifolds off by taking one motor mount bolt out on this side and jacking the motor up, and the exhaust manifolds will come right out.
man.
You got large ear radiator cap. This is a topper here because the other batteries aren't available right now.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for them to come in from wherever, on a submarine, from somewhere in the deep seas. Who knows? But
And the springs, I'm assuming like the yellow spring, that's
Yeah.
all the way, that's
Right.
all legit.
yeah, I had to.
Markings.
Yeah, I had to make sure. Yeah, because he'll pick up anything. Scott Tiemann. He got me on my vacuum line. It was too skinny. I had a little green stripe on it. I thought, oh, that'd be a nice touch. And he's like, wrong size.
Holy cow.
You know. So
But I guess
I changed it this morning.
Yeah.
From there. But then you can see here on the data plate. Okay, if you want to look here. So 23727. So 237 is the division, and then 27 is the coupe. All right, and then 213 is black interior, and this is probably 30 is probably seatbelts or something. I can't remember. And then DD-D. Okay, so that's the upper and lower paint is Fontaine Blue, and then the wheel code is right there.
Wow.
So this car. And when I seen that, I was like, okay, I get to build a blue wheel car, and it's the real deal. You know?
Legit.
Yeah, the way
Yeah.
it came, yeah. And we got spring ring cables, and then they really like you to have all these things. They'll ding you if you don't have these washers. I think one of them was too small or something.
Yeah.
They had to ding me for that, you know. So, but it's fun. I mean, you can only do a few of these because it will drive you crazy.
I bet.
You know.
Yeah. And I'll have to get a picture of your VIN plate just for the purist out there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Plus, I've got a friend in Romania that he'll do an article on this car.
Yeah, so it's got all the T3 headlights, the early ones. They reproduce these too now, and I used to collect all the old ones, and I still put them in old cars if I
Yeah.
haven't restored them. And then this was an NOS bumper I had, and went ahead and set it up to North Star and had them re-chrome it.
Wow.
You know, an NOS bumper, and then you can see the license plate frame down there, kind of minimalist kind of a frame.
Yes.
And then you can see the horns, the Delco horns are just brand new, fabulous. And then, I don't know if you can get down, the street's not real dirty, but if you wanted to get down and take a shot underneath there. I've got pictures though I can send you too
Yeah.
of that. And from the rear you can see the stencil on the gas tank, on the fuel tank.
And I want to get the horns. You mentioned them. I haven't seen them yet. Where are they?
Well, they're in here.
Oh, okay.
See right here?
Oh, yeah.
It's how they point in. I mean, you got to have the right brackets. I mean, you just can't throw any horn in there.
Yeah.
You've got to have the right ones, or they won't look. You know. All the stainless is really, really nice, and then, yeah, and the emblems are all super.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah, this is a labor of love, but eventually it would overwhelm me.
Yeah, it needs to go into a nice collection,
Yeah.
you know.
And this is for sale too, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, just appraised for $91,000.
Wow.
ISA certified appraisal, local here. So,
And I believe you said you have a gentleman that is.
well, they're all talk until they got to come up with the money.
Yes. Yep. So can we fire it up, John? And
Yeah.
I'm going to stay back here for a minute, and then can you leave the hood up just?
Oh,
Sorry.
it's okay.
I want to just watch that thing purr. But we got to hear it though too.
Make sure I'm in neutral.
Amazing how narrow that fan belt is.
Yeah. Oh, it's got all the numbers on it like they're supposed to have.
Yeah.
You know, they sell them. They're really nice. They're actually really good belts too. It's worth the money to spend on AIM sells them, you know. And they don't squeal or make any funny noises or anything like that. So if you get one, you know it's good quality.
Yes.
You know, I've never had one go bad or had any squealing out of them, you know.
Yeah.
So, because they've got enough customers that test that stuff for them that'll let them know.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah, particular customers.
And we got markings on the belts and stampings. So the stamping on the OK2, then you've got that on the radiator, top and bottom, and then the TF on the alternator, and then if you look right here is exactly where the stamping was on my radiator. We copied that and made a stamp up so that we could put it back on there.
Wow.
I mean, it scored 940 points, but from the things that I've done since, I'm up at about 966. So the things I corrected.
Yeah.
So 966 out of 1,000. We didn't get told it was a 1,000-point scale until we got there. They went from 700 to 1,000. They added 300 points onto.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
So you were under the impression that you were going for 700.
Yeah, yeah. And then we didn't have anything to follow.
Yeah.
We didn't have like the cheat sheet, you know, like to what are we going to be judged on, where we could go down. Now you can.
Yeah.
Because you can go through there and see it. But go out the first time and get a gold award. I'm pretty proud of that.
There's,
you know,
yeah.
it's a lot of work, and I'm going to build another one. I get rid of a few more cars, and then it'll give me the time to go ahead and finish. I'm going to do a black 64 4-speed car.
Yes. So before we finish up, I've got to ask you, how has this 65 changed your life?
Oh, all the work. A lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it makes you stronger because you know, the more work you put into something, you know, the more you're not thinking about anything else that's depressing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Takes away your
the work of
depression.
the devil.
Yeah. And if you got a drinking problem, you know, you won't have time to drink.
Yeah. Well, anything that we haven't covered, John, that we should cover before we finish things up?
I think we did it. I'll probably remember something later, but hey, I think it's got a, you know, the video's going to be worth 1,000,000 words, you know, 1,000 words, 1,000,000 words, because it's just a stunning car. Really wasn't a blue person when I got it, but it's really grown on me. And then the amount of comments I get on, they just absolutely love the color.
Yeah,
and
it really pops.
Ray Mansring did the body, and he did a lot of the paint, and I did most of the body, but he came in and blocked the car for me, the final blocking, and shot it at Walnut Park Auto Body. So he's my guy.
Yeah.
You know, but he's on a 2-year wait list though right now.
Yeah.
So don't think you're gonna be able to call him and get yourself in.
Yes.
So, but anyway, yeah, I'm excited. It's been a great car and a fun project, and it's probably time to find someone that loves it as much as I will to take care of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, thank you so much, John. And before you close the hood, I want to take a picture of your VIN plate. So,
all right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Tom.